If you're a University of Georgia employee, your retirement plan is obviously a huge part of your financial future. But, one of the biggest questions we hear is what actually happens to that money if you decide to leave UGM before you're ready to retire? So let's break it all down and give you a really clear path forward. This is the big question, right? It doesn't matter if you're planning your official retirement years down the road or maybe just thinking about a new job next year. That feeling of not knowing what happens to your money can be pretty stressful. Our goal here is to swap that uncertainty for some real clarity. So here's our game plan. We're going to start by figuring out which plan you actually have. Then we'll look at the two big scenarios, leaving early versus officially retiring. After that, we'll cover a really sweet tax advantage for Georgia residents, and we'll wrap it all up with a simple action plan that puts you in the driver's seat. So let's get right into it. It's time to turn that nagging uncertainty into some solid clarity, so you can feel confident about whatever financial move you make next. And that is so true, isn't it? That's exactly where we have to start. Before you can even think about your next move, you absolutely have to know what you're working with. So first things first, let's identify which retirement plan you're actually in. Okay, so the University System of Georgia has three main retirement plans. Which one you're in really just depends on your job at the university. Let's take a quick look at these three. First up is the Teachers Retirement System, or TRS. Think of this as a classic pension. Now, the key detail here, and this is a big one, is the 10-year vesting period. Next is the Optional Retirement Plan, or ORP. This is more like a 401k, an investment account that you control. And finally, there's the Georgia Defined Contribution Plan, the GDCP, which is for part-time folks. Now notice that both the ORP and GDCP have immediate vesting. That means the money is yours from day one. All right, let's explore that first scenario. What happens if you leave UGA before you're officially eligible to retire? Well, what you can do really depends on which of those three plans you're in. Now, to really get this, we have to talk about vesting. The easiest way to think about it is as an ownership milestone. It's the point at which that retirement money is officially 100% yours to keep. For the TRS pension plan, that magic number is 10 years of service. This is absolutely critical to remember. So, if you're in the TRS plan, you've got three basic choices. First, you could cash out. Honestly, this is usually the worst option because you'll get hit with some pretty hefty taxes and penalties. Second, if you are vested, meaning you have those 10 years in, you can just leave the money right where it is and collect a pension when you're older. Or third, you can roll the money into an IRA. This is a great option because it keeps the money growing for retirement and you avoid those immediate taxes. Now, if you're in the ORP or the GDCP, things are way simpler. Why? Because of that immediate vesting we talked about. The money is already yours, so you can either cash out the whole balance, just keeping those taxes in mind, or, the more common choice, roll it over into an IRA or maybe your new job's retirement plan to keep it growing tax-deferred. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about our second path. You're not leaving early, you're officially retiring from the University of Georgia. This is where the system is really designed to pay off for you. When you retire, these two main plans give you income in very different ways. The TRS pension gives you a guaranteed paycheck every single month for the rest of your life. It's like a salary in retirement, super predictable. The ORP, on the other hand, gives you a big pot of investments that you are in complete control of. So the question for you is, do you value that guaranteed predictable check, or do you prefer the flexibility and control of managing your own funds? Retiring right from the system unlocks some really powerful benefits. You get to turn on that lifelong pension, you can choose survivor benefits to make sure your family is taken care of, or you can even turn your ORP money into a guaranteed income stream. And this last one, this can be an absolute game changer. You may be eligible for subsidized retiree health insurance. That is a huge financial benefit. Now, no matter which path you're on, if you plan to retire here in Georgia, there's a major financial perk you absolutely need to know about, and that's the state's amazing tax laws for retirees. And I'm not talking about a minor detail here. This is a really significant benefit that can directly translate to more money in your pocket every single year just by lowering what you owe in state taxes. So what's the magic number? It's $65,000. That's right. If you're a Georgia resident and you're 62 or older, you can exclude up to $65,000 of your retirement income from state taxes. And since that's per person, a married couple could potentially exclude up to $130,000. That's huge. So think about this powerful combo. You get that massive retirement income exclusion, and then, on top of that, Georgia doesn't tax your Social Security benefits at all. Those two things together make Georgia a really, really attractive place to retire. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. The different plans, your options for leaving or retiring, the tax benefits. So, what do you actually do with all this information? Well, it really just boils down to a simple 3-step action plan. First step, review. You've got to know what you're working with. Pull out your benefit statement, confirm which plan you're in, and check your vesting status. Step 2, strategize. This is where you think about your goals. What's more important to you, that guaranteed income or having more flexibility and control? That will really help guide your decision. And finally, step 3, get support. A financial plan isn't something you just set and forget. Life changes, so it's always a good idea to work with a professional to help you implement your plan and adjust it as you go. So, we've laid out the entire map for you, from understanding your UGA plan options all the way to the great tax advantages of retiring in Georgia. You've got the information you need to move forward with real confidence. The only question left is, what's the right first step for your financial future?